Hello and welcome. This is another of our Paint Calm on a Friday, our regular session that we have. And today we're going to be doing these, well, trees, lots of trees, and I do love a good tree. So episode 12 then. And I've already put this is the one I made before, picture up in the top left hand corner there, so that you can see what it is that we're aiming for. Now I think it's important to say that mine won't look exactly like that and yours won't look exactly like that. We're not aiming to do a copy of that. We're just going to do how ours turns out today. So you can choose whatever colours you like. I'm probably not even using the same palette that I used to do that one with. Today, the palette that I'm going to use is my Rosa Gallery palette. So the whole pans at the top here are these Rosa Gallery colours, and then you can see I've done a drawing of the bits going around the edge here, and they are a real mixture of yeah, we've got Rembrandt, we've got Daniel Smith, we've got Jackson's, we've got Shinhan, we've got Memory Blue. So yeah, I've got a real mixture of things going on around the bottom here, but it really doesn't matter. You can choose whatever colours you like. You do not need to do any drawing to start off with. All of the pen work is done once we've finished painting stripes, really, I suppose, is what we're doing. Painting stripes. So to start off with, we want some fairly pale colours. So I think I'm going to mix, well, no, I'm going to start with my lavender, but I'm going to make sure that it's really quite watered down to get my first tree in, or stripe in. So just something fairly light in the background. And you can choose whatever colours you like for your trees. Right, what should we go with next? A bit of magenta, maybe. I feel like I want to be fairly, get my head out, fairly colourful. So let's go with some magenta, and we'll get another tree in. There we go. And we will keep going. We'll have some of this golden yellow because that looks pretty. And you could do some that are fatter than others. You don't have to do them all the same size. Just as long as we are doing our first layer of trees. There we go. I've got a pale yellow one there. Right, what should we have next? A bit of cobalt turquoise. That looks nice. And we'll pop another tree in there. There we go. I think I can fit one more in. So I think maybe I'll go for a slightly darker colour now. Not too dark. Cobalt blue. There we go. Let's have a bit of cobalt blue. and that one can be right on the end there. Okay, we have our first layer of, shall we call them pastel stripes? So let's dry that layer off. There we go. Now I've noticed that there's that bit at the bottom there. So any of my further trees, I'm going to do a little bit higher up on the page. If you wanted to, you could, just for your own purposes, you could put in a line like that just to help you. So now I'm going to go with some slightly deeper colours, but I'm going to be using the same colours. So we'll start with this golden yellow, and we'll get that in here. And I want it to be, and we can cross over the top of things that are already there. We will just get that one going up and over the top like that. And then let's bring in the cobalt blue. So we'll bring in the cobalt blue. And we'll get that one in there. Then perhaps we will bring in, that wasn't cobalt blue, that was cobalt turquoise. Tell a lie, Michelle. Then we'll bring in the cobalt blue, because we can use that next. More water. Right, there we go. There is our cobalt blue. What should we have next? Should we have, what other colours did we use? We used the magenta, didn't we? So let's bring in some magenta. So as you can see, these, I'm going a lot darker with these colours, just going bolder with these colours. There. Lavender, we haven't used lavender yet, so we can pop lavender in there. And then perhaps we'll go back to our golden yellow, and we'll get you in there. Okay, now some of those are looking quite dark. I might just do, let's take some water and take some of that out a bit. But it's fine, it doesn't matter if it is dark. Right, I feel like we need some, let's go with a brown now. And I think we'll go over the top here, because this should be pretty much dry now. It's not too bad. And perhaps we'll pick out the, what should we pick out? Cobalt teal. How dry is this? Maybe we, yeah, just in case we're going to dry. Okay. Oh, we've come unstuck, everyone. There we go. Let's just stay calm. Right, let's get some of this cobalt teal in. And if some of them run into each other, don't worry. This is exactly what's happening on mine, but I'm not going to panic about it. Nothing's worth panicking about. What colour should we have next? A bit more of the cobalt teal, I think, over here. This has definitely turned out a lot brighter than the one I did before. That could be the paper, but it could also be because I'm using different paints. Now I think what I'm going to do is take some buff titanium and pop that in. So that I'm just adding something in here that is maybe less bright. There, yeah. Okay, so we can put our buff titanium down the bottom here. And it doesn't matter if some of those colours are coming through where we went down the bottom there with the first layer of trees, because it will just look like shadows basically. So yeah, I think I want the buff titanium in there as well. Let's do a skinny tree coming down. Like so. Right. Dry that one off again. There we go. Mine keeps coming unstuck today. Never mind. There we go. Right, so I'm just going to bring this up. You can see that some of mine have bled into each other. We've got some that have got kind of quite jagged edges. You can see that on this one you can see the shadow from the other tree, but this is all going to be fine. It's all going to be okay. So let's take I've got a 0.5 fine liner in order for us to do the next bit. So I'm just going to redefine this line at the bottom here now, like that. And we can just get some kind of squiggles going on down here, because that's really all they are, squiggles, like so. And then we're going to pick out some of the trees, not all of the trees. Pick out the ones that seem to already jump forward, if you like. So for me, this tree here, this brown one, is standing out. So I'm just going to go around the edge of it. Like so. There. And then I'm going to do some of these little lines. So these are just kind of like marks on the tree. And so that you can see that a little bit clearer, I'm going to bring that up. So just little lines on the tree. And then I'm going to pick out another one that seems to stand out. So maybe this blue one here stands out. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to get some of those little marks in. And you could even do, you know, one of those like holes in the tree. So, yeah, holes in the tree, that kind of thing. Okay, so there is my blue tree that I've picked out, and we'll keep going shall we have this magenta one that looks as though it's standing out quite a lot? Let's pick you. And perhaps we'll have the marks going the other way on this one. Like so. And this yellow definitely stands out, so we'll pick you out. And just put some little marks. They kind of help with the shape of the tree, but also stop it from looking quite it gives just more detail, I suppose. So there we go. I've picked out 4 trees so far that are all roughly the same kind of size. So now what I'm going to do is try and pick out some smaller trees. So I think, let's see, this one stands out to me. So I think we will go here and here and have this skinny little tree. I'm going to do the same though. We're still going to give it some little marks. And I'm going to pick out this one on the end here and give that a few little marks. Okay, you can see our picture building up. I want something in here, so I think what I might do is bring that up and have that as a tree coming out there. Like that, hiding behind the other one. And then a skinny one here, coming up like that. There. So it starts to get a little bit confusing, as long as you just remember which bit you're filling in as a tree and which bit you are leaving. But there we go, slightly brighter version than the one I did before, but that's not a problem. So we're going to take a white. Now it will need to be an acrylic white or a acrylic gouache or a white gouache. I will be using bleed proof white because that's what I always use. And we're going to get some of these little white dots and spots in. So just popping some of these in. And maybe we'll have a big one there. So hopefully you can see where I'm just popping in these dots. Of course, they show up really well against some of the darker colours. There. Maybe just a few more over here. That one didn't come out very round. Let's try again. Yeah, there we go. I think I smudged one there. Perfect, there. So we have now got some of those little white dots in, and then with the white I'm also going to do some grasses coming up along the bottom here. So we get some of those little grasses in, and then we're going to need some gold. So whatever gold paint you have I got any in this palette? No, never mind. We will pull out, let's see if we can get it open. There we go. Maybe we'll use this one here. It does. There we go. Hopefully I will be able to edit that funny noise and my screen freezing. We'll see. So we're going to take some gold now. I'm going to pop some of the gold into some of these kind of loops that we made before. So depending on what yours looks like, you'll be able to just pick out some of those little loopy bits, or even make loopy bits if you want, and just pop a little bit of gold in there, mainly because we can. And so that will add another dimension. And so that we don't just have gold in one place, we'll pop, not everywhere, but a few gold grasses in, so that it's not just in one place. Now that probably won't show until I move the paper about a bit, but let's see what we have. Let's move some of this out of the way a bit so that we've got a little bit more room here. And actually, first of all, let's just dry it. Okay, so I love taking masking tape off. It's one of my favourite parts. Okay, here we go. Oh, have I ripped it? Let's see. Let me save it. Okay. My paper seemed to rip. It's one of those days, but I'm not going to worry because we have something called trusty quick dry tacky glue. It's Paint Calm. We're not going to panic. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of that down. And then with my tissue, I'm going to press that down. There we go. Right, let's bring this up so that we can have a better look. I think I probably prefer the more pastel one, if I'm honest, but that just means that I need to water the paints down a bit more. So if that happens to you, then just water your paints down a bit more. And yeah, it's basically painting lots of stripes, and then once we're done, picking out some that stand out as a foreground tree, and then picking some smaller ones as well. And really that's what gives it the effect, and it is quite effective, I think, for something that's fairly simple to do. And this just gives us a little bit of magic with the white spots and the gold on the ground. Yeah, just a little touch of fantasy there with our fantasy colour trees. So there we are. This is Paint Calm number 12, and I hope that it's something that you will have a little go at. So as always, I look forward to doing our next Paint Calm next Friday. But for now, stay safe, stay healthy, and of course, stay calm. Whatever happens, we can usually come to some kind of a solution if we stay calm. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. I really appreciate your support. Until next time, bye for now.